Hollywood butchers it to make a stupid film look smart. There are 3 indisputable facts about action movies. 1. The correlation between the overall quality of an action movie and its ability to provide spectacular, adrenaline-packed entertainment is chaotic at best. 2. The action genre is almost completely reliant on both the mindlessness of the viewer and the foreign market for that sweet overseas dough. And 3. Referring back to the mindlessness of the viewer, it is commonly believed that they only use 10% of their brain capacity while watching an action movie. But here's my question. What would happen if someone were to watch one of these films with 100% brain capacity? Well, as the most intelligent woman on the internet, I've decided to conduct a little experiment on myself by watching an action flick without letting a little thing called suspension of disbelief get in the way. And I know just the movie to help me prove my hypothesis: Lucy. Luc Besson has always been a maestro of creative filmmaking and has proven this time and time again with hits such as La Femme Nikita, Beyond the Professional and The Fifth Element. However, his 2014 film Lucy isn't quite as universally praised as its predecessors, and for a very good reason. Let's just say that it involves the most annoying misuse of basic human biology ever depicted on screen. Hence the science gimmick for this episode, and seeing how Luc Besson's latest movie Valerian is currently out in theatres, there's a significant chance that more people will click on this video, thus allowing me to gain the online popularity that I so deserve. And soon, the internet will be mine! I mean, this is Poindexta, and this is Lucy. The movie opens with...
Monkey!
Life was given to us 1 billion years ago. What have we done with it?
Wow! What the fuck is happening right now? Are we in the present day now? Alrighty then. You want to explain why you focused on that 8 previously? Or are you just going to dive into the story without telling us what the hell is going on?
Lucy, it's easy as pie. In and out, all done and dusted.
And why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, looks like we're doing the latter. I always thought 2001: A Space Odyssey needed more fast motion anyway. We're introduced to our main character Lucy, played by Scarlett Johansson, an American student living in Taiwan who reluctantly agrees to deliver a briefcase to her new boyfriend's boss. How do we know she's a student, by the way? Because it's literally the one piece of information we're given about this character before the main plot happens.
I have exams on Monday. I have to shower and I have to study, okay?
I got so many exams, Richard. That's because I'm a student. That counts as a personality, right?
The other day, I was in this museum, and you know what I found out?
What?
The first ever woman was named Lucy.
Okay, first of all, that's Australopithecus, not the first actual human woman. And secondly, we named her Lucy after a Beatles song upon discovering her. You're making it sound like that was her actual name while she was alive. And thirdly, what's with the random cutaways in this introduction? It's as if Luc Besson thinks we're incapable of understanding what's going on and keeps shoving symbolism in our face every few seconds. It's like watching a Seth MacFarlane show aimed at artsy film school brats and or nature documentary enthusiasts. Ooh, you see what's going on? Lucy's the gazelle and they're the cheetahs. She's the innocent prey about to meet her doom. Ooh, look how symbolic and smart we are. Ah! So Lucy gets captured by her now deceased boyfriend's employer, Mr. Jan, a Korean mob boss and drug lord who forces her to reveal the contents of the case.
Please tell him that I haven't done anything. I don't know anything. It's all just a big mistake, okay? Why won't he open it himself?
He doesn't trust Mr. Richard.
I don't trust Richard either. I've only dated him for a week.
Get used to that cry acting while you still can, folks, because this is the closest thing to an emotional performance Scarlett delivers in this movie. Oh, Mr. Jan's business doesn't seem so bad. He's only smuggling slush puppies. You just gotta watch out for the brain freezes all. Why do I have a feeling this this was the exact same reaction most people had after discovering she was playing the Major. 1%? 1% of what? What is that? Are we gonna explain what we just saw? Never mind, we're suddenly watching Morgan Freeman deliver a lecture about life on Earth to this place. I think it's university, and I guess he's a professor or something. I'm sorry, but I clocked out watching this movie the moment it introduced the tacky animal metaphors. Besides, I'm just gonna call this guy Morgan Freeman anyway, because that's all he's playing here. Just generic, wise old man Morgan Freeman. Listen to his humble yet totally intelligent dialogue.
This incredible animal uses up to 20% of its cerebral capacity. This allows it to have an echolocation system that is more efficient than any sonar invented by mankind. But the dolphin did not invent the sonar, it developed it naturally. Can we therefore conclude that humans are concerned more with having than being?
Mr. Freeman, we're not dolphins, we're humans. We weren't designed to have echolocation. It would be cool if we were, but, you know, we're not. And what do you mean by having them being? Where are you going with this? Fuck that scene, we're back to Lucy now. She wakes up to find that one of the bags has been sewn into her abdomen and she's about to be used as a drug mule.
It's a new drug that kids in Europe are going to love. The scientific term is CPH4, which is not very sexy from a sales point of view. So we're still working on something with a bit more pop.
Oh look, it's that British actor. I recognise him from things. Who's he playing again? I'm not joking, this character just completely shows up out of nowhere and starts explaining what's going on. Who is he exactly? And what's his relationship to Mr. Jan? Is he part of the mob too? Well, according to my research, the answer to that question should be, I don't fucking know! My only guess is that they didn't want to have Mr. Jan deliver exposition in 2 consecutive scenes, but if that were the case, then why even have this character at all if he's going to literally do nothing but talk for 2 minutes? Also, who are they delivering the drugs to? I know all the drug mules are being sent to different locations in Europe, but who is their clientele exactly? And why do they do something as careless as sew the drugs inside of them when they're apparently lethal as hell? Frankly, I'm stumped. What do you have to say, Morgan Freeman?
The mass of the cells that make up earthworms and human beings has only 2 solutions: be immortal or to reproduce. If the habitat is favorable, they will choose to reproduce.
Wow, that montage of animals fucking was so necessary to the story. This film just wouldn't be complete without that little scene. It answered so many questions like, what do animals look like when they ban? Well, now I know!
And knowing is half the battle.
Lucy gets the shit kicked out of her by one of Mr. Jan's goons. For some reason. Because he's evil, I guess. But said beating results in a bag inside of her break-in, which releases the drugs into her system. Well, it looks as though Lucy is getting high.
100 billion neurons per human, of which only 15% are activated. There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy, a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Oh my god, humans only use a small percentage of their brains? Gee, that's so fascinating. I mean, if Morgan Freeman said it, then it must be true, right? No! It's not true! It's the biggest load of horseshit in the history of science, and I'm about to tell you why. The myth that humans only use 10% of their brains is often attributed to Harvard psychologists William James and Boris Sidus, the former of the pair having once theorised that people only meet a fraction of their full mental potential. Then the theory started circulating within the self-help movement during the early 20th century, and if the general public could believe a quack like Freud, then they'd buy anything. Now, are plenty of mysteries remain about just how brain cells work to produce complex mental disorders and behaviours, the 10% theory has since been confirmed bogus on account of the fact that because the brain is pretty much active all the time, we're technically using quite a lot of it so long as we're alive. But why on earth did Luc Besson base an entire movie around such an embarrassingly outdated theory? Well, apparently he developed a fascination with cerebral concepts and the thought of being able to control your own cells, thus coming up with the idea for this story. And yet, in one interview, he completely contradicts himself with this little statement. The fact that we're using 10% of our brain is wrong. It's not the exact formula, but everybody essentially agrees that we're not using our brain at full capacity. If you knew the theory was nonsense, then why the hell did you create a whole world where everyone believes it to be true? Science fiction aside, viewers are dumb. You'd be amazed at what they believe in if you make it bright and colourful enough. Why do you think Michael Bay still has a career? Even in the movie, Morgan Freeman says his hypothesis hasn't been scientifically proven, which also makes me wonder why the hell he's still talking when he doesn't know shit.
It's up to us to push the rules and laws and go from evolution to revolution.
That pun was stupid. You are all stupid. I need a fucking drink. Back to the movie. We come back to Lucy a few hours later, where she seems strangely calm and collected after her accidental overdose. However, it's at this point in the movie that Scarlett Johansson stops playing a normal human being and starts playing Scarlett Johansson. More specifically, the same generic action lady we've already seen her play in every other blockbuster on her IMDb page, the one who's sexy and cold, but also has this tragic backstory, yet still manages to kick the bad guy's ass. But what makes this character different to the others is that she's blonde. You know, like how Black Widow's are red-haired and the Major has dark hair.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
Except that the Powerpuff Girls all had individual personalities, implying that there's more than one way to be a strong female character. Whereas Lucy, in comparison, does not have any personality now that she's high on super crack. How does she know how to shoot people or break out of captivity or do any of this action hero bullshit? And I know that action movies generally don't tend to follow any sense of realism, especially when it comes to the superhuman abilities of their protagonists, but you can't just suddenly turn Lucy into a badass without any proper build-up or explanation other than science. Which isn't even proper science, because that's not how the brain works, and I'm just... drinky time again. You know what? Let's do the unthinkable to actually turn our brains off for one moment. Ironic, considering this movie's plot. And put ourselves in Lucy's place while presuming that her brain capacity has increased by the double. She's just unlocked these newfound mental and physical abilities, and she's used it to her advantage by escaping the criminals. Okay, that kinda makes sense, but it still doesn't explain why she pulls out a bullet wound. So I guess she doesn't feel pain anymore, or is the CPH4 single-handedly removing all the fucks she has left to give? Either explanation would certainly explain this charming moment.
Speak English?
No. Ah!
Wow. Can we get an instant replay on that?
Speak English?
No. Ah!
Yep. Lucy just shot a random Taiwanese guy and a perfectly innocent one to boot because he couldn't speak English. Universal Studios approved this script. Language barrier aside, how did Lucy expect to get a coherent response from these terrified passers-by after pulling a gun to their heads? And why does the other guy agree to drive her to the hospital after she shot his friend? Maybe his friend was a DC fan and he was a Marvel fan with a very specific fetish for being held at gunpoint by Scarlett Johansson. Poor sucker. Just wait till the Wonder Woman movie comes out. Wait, where's my poster? Lucy arrives at the hospital, discovering along the way that she has the ability to snoop in on phone conversations and translate signs into English before her eyes. Nope! No. That's a sign. That's an actual physical object. You can't just warp it into something completely different, no matter how highly evolved your cells are. Just never mind. At least she's not shooting any more innocent people at the moment. Oh shit! Bitch, put that gun away! Just go to the reception and book your appointment like everyone else. I know that healthcare sucks, but there's literally no reason for bloodshed.
You wouldn't have been able to save him anyway. Tumor already invaded the cortex on the right side of the spine.
You still shouldn't have shot him, lady! Jesus Christ! So our sympathetic main character Lucy forces these poor hard-working surgeons at gunpoint to remove the bag of drugs from her abdomen. She's also wide awake while they're operating on her, so I guess the super crack must have fucked up her nervous system big time. Does CPH4 also turn you into an android? Because if someone were operating on me while I was still awake, the only word coming out of my mouth would be
Mom?
Yes?
I feel everything.
What do you mean, sweetie?
Space. The air.
Oh, I know what's happening. Lucy's coming down from her high and she's entering the paranoid phase.
I can feel the rotation of the earth. I can feel my brain. The deepest parts of my memory. I remember the taste of your milk in my mouth.
I can smell colours and taste the universe. I am a meat popsicle.
Pregnant women manufacture CPH4 in the 6th week of pregnancy in tiny quantities. For a baby, it packs the power of an atomic bomb. If it really is CPH4 in this quantity, I'm amazed you're still alive.
Oh, for the love of science. Mr. Son, I find it hard to believe that injecting baby-making cells into your system is a biological death trap, nor am I convinced that surviving such a feat makes you borderline invincible. I actually tried doing some research of my own on CPH4, but judging by the majority of the results that showed up on Google, hardly anyone seems to know anything about it outside of this movie. Although I did discover that the CPH4 synthase, full name 6-carboxytetrahydropterin synthase, is indeed a real thing. It's usually isolated from Hay bacillus and E. coli and acts as a catalyst to the following chemical reaction. It does not, however, affect neurological development in any way whatsoever, which means that the surgeon was probably bullshitting an answer just to satisfy the crazy lady holding him at gunpoint. And what did Luc Besson have to say about this? There are some facts in the film that are real, 100% real, like the Faust messages from the cell. CPH4 is real, the name is fake, but pregnant women do make this molecule 6 weeks into their pregnancy. Stop, Mr. Besson, stop right there. CPH4 is real, but the name isn't. Then what the hell have I been researching for the last... Oh... Do you mean to tell me that you swiped the name of another random molecule and applied it to this one without bothering to research what that one was all about? Fuck artistic license, that's artistic laziness right there. Ugh. Long story short, no, swallowing baby-making cells won't turn you into a superhero. Trust me, if that were the case, then if I drank enough jizz, then I'd be immortal. And believe me, I've tried. Also, Lucy can see inside trees now. I told you, she's wasted.
I was gonna clean my room until I got high. I was gonna get up and find the broom, but then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. Why, man? Yeah, cause I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
Lucy confronts Mr. Jan and manages to extract the locations of the other drug mules by reading his mind.
Make it to the farm, we'll be alright.
I used to be so concerned with who I was and what I wanted to be. Now that I have access to the furthest reaches of my brain, I see things clearly and realize that what makes us us, it's primitive. They're all obstacles.
You hear that, people? Caring about others and thinking about the future is primitive. What we really should be doing is learning how to become stronger and powerful and more intelligent than everyone else. Fuck your feelings. We need to evolve. Ah!
He works at the agency?
And he's cute.
Oh my god, he's cute. In the cute and I kind of know it kind of way.
Lucy? I know you're trying to ignore your annoying roommate who's only in this one scene and never appears again, but you might want to close a few pages on your laptop. Just saying, too many stuff open at once will destroy your hard drive. Lucy contacts Morgan Freeman in the most over-the-top way possible. Seriously, just download Skype like a normal person and tells him that his whack job theory is in fact correct.
My cells are reproducing at a phenomenal speed, several million per second. I'm having trouble precisely evaluating the time of my death, but I doubt it'll last more than 24 hours.
Wait, she's dying? That was a sudden leap. One moment she's this unstoppable killing machine, the next she's on the verge of death. How does she know she's gonna die? Was it through the research, which was so easily explained to us in mere frames? And why is she so goddamn calm about all of this? You're dying, Lucy! Your loved ones will never see you again! Feel something! Show us at least one emotion, please!
I don't feel pain, fear, desire. It's like all things that make us human are fading away.
I really hate this. I know this is probably a random thing to focus on, but I just can't buy this whole I'm stronger and smarter now, so I don't need feelings anymore character trait, if you want to even call it that. This strange assumption that evolving beyond humanity means losing our emotions. It's just so cynical and depressing. And to make things even worse, Morgan Freeman actually suggests that she pass on her knowledge to everyone, despite the fact that it's killing her. If she's gonna die anyway, then what's the point of spreading the truth about evolution or whatever? And what kind of knowledge is she supposed to pass on anyway? There's this drug that can turn you into a super powerful badass and you can see the universe and it's super cool, but then you'll probably die in like a day. Just, ugh! You know what? I can't talk! Christ! You want to know what's even worse? The fact that this movie isn't over yet. And it has no real story from this moment onwards. If you thought the narrative was all over the place before, then prepare to be proven the fuck wrong. Lucy magically contacts this random police officer guy in Paris with information about all the people behind the drug operation, but while on the plane, all her cells start acting up and her particles are fading, I think. And then she wakes up in a police cell. Drinking game! Take a shot every time Lucy randomly wakes up in a completely different location before for no reason whatsoever. Because who needs proper pacing? There's no plot! I wish I was joking. I really do. But there really isn't any plot! There's this cool scene, I guess.
I need you to put your hands up, please.
Awesome. Nothing happens! This entire second act is so pointless! I know this is probably unprofessional for me to rush through the rest of the movie like this, but in order for you to truly understand my personal viewing experience, you have to really get into the perspective of someone who's actually using their brain to watch this film. Like me! It's bad enough that this whole film consists of nothing but pointless moments and the shoddiest editing I've seen outside of Suicide Squad, but the remaining 30 minutes really takes the motherfucking cake for how much time could be wasted on doing absolutely jack shit. There's this big long car chase where Lucy and that random French police officer dude go after the bad guys, while there's other cops going after them too, because I don't fucking know. And then the drug packages make their way back to Mr. Chan anyway, so that entire sequence we just watched was completely pointless. Also, don't bother feeling any sort of sympathy for Lucy, because she is an unlikable nihilistic android from here on out. Or at least even more so than before.
Hey, I'd rather be late than dead.
We never really die.
It's impossible to care about what's going on when the movie is actively telling you that none of it all matters. Lucy doesn't matter because she's a dying god. The other characters don't matter because they're all weak, insignificant little humans. And the story doesn't matter because nothing is important because humanity only exists to evolve into something greater. Oh, goody goody gumdrops. Another action sequence.
Poor soul. You're trapped in some sort of invisible, box-like prison.
Why are they even ain't shooting at her. They know she's more powerful than them. We know she's more powerful than them. It's hardly tense or exciting when the playing field is as fair as throwing a hornet's nest at some kids playing with toy swords.
I'm not sure I could be of any help for you.
Yes, you are.
What for?
A reminder.
A reminder of what? Why did she kiss him? They just met and they are thin now. No time for dick, bitch. You're going to die. Just end! 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 End already!
Let me introduce you to my colleagues. This is Professor Cantier, neurosurgeon. Professor
I know who everyone is.
Of course.
Wow, Lucy, there's no need to be rude. Who do you think you are? Better than everyone else? Oh, wait.
Your daughter, Gabrielle, age 6, died in a car accident. It was a blue car, leather seats, plastic bird hanging from the rearview mirror.
Oh, fuck you!
Humans consider themselves unique, so they've rooted their whole theory of existence on their uniqueness. All social systems we put into place are a mere sketch. We've codified our existence to bring it down to human size, to make it comprehensible.
I don't know about you, but I'm not a huge fan of this all-female reboot of Bill Nye the Science Guy. It's just pandering to the SJWs, and it's bleak as fuck. Lucy convinces Morgan Freeman to inject her the remaining bags of CPH4 so her brain can finally reach its full potential. Oh shit! Lucy was the fifth element all this time, and she can access the Matrix.
What is she making?
New generation computer, I presume.
How did you figure out that CGI monstrosity was a computer? And then Lucy starts travelling around the world to go back in time because fuck you.
I've gone back to the time when dinosaurs weren't just confined to zoos.
And just when you thought this film couldn't get any more pretentious or that it ran out of what the hell moments to leave you as confused as Corbin Dallas's cat, this happens. Just watch. Get it? It's Lucy and Lucy! Hope you don't understand. It's just like what her boyfriend said at the beginning of the film. Lucy was the first woman. We could have made the main character Eve, but that would have implied that Genesis was real, and that would have been so unrealistic in a story about a woman who takes a lot of drugs and turns into this bloody god, and she's dying and she's about to become one with the universe. Jaigaru Deva. Nothing's gonna end this film. Won't somebody end this film? Lucy finally reaches 100% brain capacity and seemingly disappears from existence. But is she really gone for good? Oh my god, we're all gonna evolve into USB sticks someday!
Where is she?
Life was given to us 1 billion years ago. Now you know what to do with it.
What? What kind of ending was that? Life was given to us 1 billion years ago and now you know what to do with it? Yeah, but not all of us can get high off kryptonite and fuck off to a higher plane of existence. I mean, what are we supposed to get from this closing statement? That humanity's sole purpose is to evolve into something bigger and stronger, so long as we stop caring about everything and everyone else? This story is like if Ayn Rand got knocked up by Richard Dawkins following a drunken night of passion after meeting at an atheist douchebag convention, but then she was declared legally unfit to take care of the baby, so she left it into the hands of the Fifth Element guy, and it grew up to be a crappy action movie no one remembered. That was Lucy, and don't do super drugs, kids. It's so obvious that this existential 2001-esque sci-fi about human progress was falsely advertised as an action-packed Scarlett Johansson popcorn movie, yet both interpretations are equally awful. The entire cast is phoning it in for the paycheck, and you can clearly see the embarrassment on their faces as they spout scientific mumbo-jumbo that would make a flat earther cringe. The already ludicrous premise takes itself way too seriously and refuses to have any fun with its cheesy, brain-expanding concept, which only makes the suspension of disbelief seem patronising as hell. And you already know my thoughts on the tedious second half and the inaccurate Hollywood science bullcrap. Aside from some admittedly impressive action sequences and CGI effects, there is little to no rewatch value in Lucy. It isn't just a bad action flick, it's a boring action flick, and you don't need 100% brain capacity to know that even a genre's tackiest action deserves way better than boring. In conclusion, unwatchable is not a phrase that I use lightly on this show, but believe me when I say that Lucy is without a doubt the most unwatchable movie I've ever had to sit through. If you really want to see a movie about a blonde badass who shoots people, then just wait for Atomic Blonde to come out. This is Poindexta, and this is the reason why chick flicks suck. Well, it's not really a chick flick, it's an action flick starring a chick. But hey, if it's got tits, then I gotta review it. I am so not making that my catchphrase.